Alright, what's going on guys? Rockstar here, and today I've got a brand new series that I'm bringing here to YouTube where basically I break down the end game of my Warzone wins. Kind of an old school commentary type video where I just kind of talk over the gameplay, basically break down my thought process, give you an idea of why I do the things that I do, why I make a certain play, when to push, when not to push, why I rotated this way. Just a full-on breakdown of my gameplay, and hopefully you can implement some of the things that I do into your own gameplay if you're struggling to win Warzone solo games, because with Warzone ranked coming out, the end game is going to be crucial. You're going to have to think a lot more. Your positioning is going to really matter. It's just going to be a whole different ball game when you've got really good players all up and it's like the 6th or 7th zone and you've got 8 to 10 people still up. It's going to be crazy, and hopefully I can kind of give you an idea of how to better yourself in those scenarios. And once we get into Warzone ranked, I will for sure be continuing these videos, but until then, I've got a ton of Warzone wins ready to roll, and we'll be making these type of videos a couple times a week moving forward. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll definitely take your comments into consideration for my next videos. And this is where I'll shamelessly plug where you can watch me live. I've been doing half and half streams starting on Twitch at Rockstar TV, and then I've been switching over to Kick and doing the second half of the stream there at kick.com/rockstar. Be sure to drop a follow because we'll probably make the full switch very soon. So this was kind of a cool moment. So I climbed the ladder to the roof and I had no clue someone was up here, and it just so happened to be Wagnificent. If you aren't familiar with Wag, he was the first person to get a nuke in Warzone 2. He's at the top of the leaderboard and wins on Warzone 2. He was at the top of the leaderboard and wins in Warzone 1. The dude is an absolute grinder. He is crazy good at the game, and when it comes to winning, no one really does it better than Wag does, right? So the reason Wag let me live here is because we run into each other all the time, and he kills me, I kill him, and he felt like that wasn't a fair gunfight. So he typed in the chat, "Go ahead and self, and I'll see you in the end game." And I have a huge respect for that. And like I said, I think he just wanted to have a better gunfight because I'd gotten the best of him a few times earlier. We had a 1v1 in a game a few games before this, and I ended up getting the win. And then the day before, I kind of turned on Wag, and that video went up yesterday, so be sure to check that out. But right here, I thought that guy had ran into that building, and I double naded. I never saw him run out, but apparently he made his way out, and I completely missed it, and he just so happened to be waiting for me right here in the corner. Luckily, we died just before the gulag closed, so we get matched up with someone even though it was a late game. And my strategy for the gulag, I basically run up to these boxes. In the new 1v1 gulag, I have only lost twice, and one time I was AFK, so this strategy has been working great for me. I'm like 93-2 technically if I look at my stats, and it is a solid strategy for me. You can kind of use this box as a head glitch on both sides, and most of the time you can easily pick them off. You just got to win your gunfight if they come with a heady on the opposite side. So we end up getting the win here, and now it's zone 5 in a very open area. This is all in the sand dunes, all outside the city. This is a really open space and a very tough spot to land, especially on loadouts, because you're going to be in the middle of a sand dune in the wide open, and this was not an ideal situation for me. You can see that I'm kind of looking around, which loadout do I want to go to. I know that loadout over there on the far right has people on it because that is where I died just before the gulag. The one out to the far left is going to be out of zone, and I'm going to get held out of zone. I really want to make sure whenever I land late game that I actually land somewhere near a building that I can take some cover, or I can land somewhere in the zone. That way I don't get held trying to rotate in late game. So right now I'm thinking, do I want to land on the loadout out in the field and just kind of finesse my way into that building? Or do I want to land on the one just below me that's in the zone? I really don't know what to do. Luckily, I do see that there is a buy station left in the zone, and I do have $17,000. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to take my chance and buy a loadout, and hopefully I can get my loadout. No one's going to be camping in this building, and that's exactly what I do. So I buy my loadout, and while I'm buying the loadout, I notice that there's a portable radar in the buy station. So I immediately grab one and throw it down. That kind of gives me an idea if anyone's in the building right next to me or if anyone comes up. So I'm able to go hit my loadie. I'm rocking the MCPR and the LACHMANN. This has been my go-to loadout basically the entirety of Season 2. The builds for everything is in the description of this video. So I know I don't have any plates. I go ahead and grab some stuns. I get a high alert ping and see the guy on the radar from the portable radar. My stun grenade doesn't hit, but I noticed he ran inside, and then this is just a gunfight that you have to win in order to stay up. That guy did take all 3 of my plates, so I go ahead and take cover while I'm healing. While I am healing, I do hear a guy running up from the buy station, and I get a high alert ping to my left. So I kill this guy coming up, throw the stun to try to get the one-shot headshot, and we just missed. That would have been an absolutely clean clip if that headshot hit. While I did shoot at that guy, I did get a high alert ping just behind me towards zone, so I know someone's possibly going to be holding me when I rotate in. I go ahead and throw down the muni box so I can replenish my stuns, and now I'm deciding which way do I want to rotate. I know that guy's still up on the sand dunes behind me, so the ideal way for me to rotate, if no one's holding me, is to the left. I go back to the buy to go ahead and throw this portable radar down again to make sure the guy on the hill does not rotate up behind me. I grabbed an extra portable radar to use in a few seconds to make sure no one is holding me just over this hill. There was no gas mask in the buy station, so I was not able to buy one. So right now I do not have a gas mask. I'm rotating in late. I do get a high alert ping from the building ahead of me, and that person goes ahead and throws a precision on me. So now that the precision's coming, I'm kind of forced to make a rotation to the left. Luckily, there was a tank here for me to hide behind, and the precision did not hit me. So if you pay attention to the mini map, you'll see that I am not in a good spot at all. The zone pulls towards the building where I know someone is already at, and now I'm forced to make a play into this building with someone already in it. I do have some time to waste with the zone not closing just yet, and I do want to just make sure that my left and right are cleared before I make my way up to the building. I do this very, very cautiously because I don't want to get picked off from the left or right, and I also want to make sure the guy in the building does not look at me while I'm rotating in. The best way to approach a building when someone else may be in it is to wait for them to engage in a gunfight with someone else. I hear someone get killed and I know this is my chance to kind of clear this top building. Luckily, I have a grenade that I cook and throw in and break someone's plates. I go ahead and cook my next nade, and as I do so, I notice whoever was up top jumped out of the building. Now is my chance to take over this room. So I make sure the guy does not push me. I rotate to the top of the building. They go ahead and throw a smoke, and I know that they're going to rotate up the stairs using that smoke, and that was WAG that tried to do that. I knew that that smoke grenade was for him to try to get up the staircase, and I read his play perfectly and was able to pick him off. And now we have control of the top room in this building. However, the zone pulls away and you have to think quickly. Everything happens really, really fast when it's late game. So I loot up really quick. I notice that there is a mortar on the ground just to my left. I grab the mortar and throw it across for a spot that I know I'm not going to rotate. I hear some gunshots down to my left. We catch this guy off guard and we pick him off. Luckily, there is a smoke grenade that someone threw for my cover. At the same time, my mortar ends up getting a guy trying to rotate. Now we're in a 1v1 and we already have the guy cracked. I tried to throw a grenade right there, but I was out of my lethals. I did pick up a smoke at some point, so I throw it down for some cover, throw the muni box down to replenish everything, and now we just use the smokes to our advantage. I'm trying to figure out where exactly this guy is, and I notice him on the top of the hill. We use the smokes to rotate back, and I notice that he's trying to snipe me right here. So I know he's not going to one-shot headshot me. The grenade breaks him. We hit him with the snipe, and it is an easy follow-up with the LACHMANN sub. And that is basically what goes on in my head when I'm playing late game. A lot happens in a short amount of time. You have to be quick with your decision making, and when Warzone rank comes out, it's only going to get crazier. So let me know if you guys enjoyed this video and what you'd like to see in the next one. I know this wasn't a very high kill game, but I felt like this was a good video to start this series off with because a lot went into how I played that Endgame. A lot happened very quickly, and I thought it would be a good video to kind of explain, and hopefully you may pick up something and implement that into your gameplay and it helps you out. Let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you guys in the next one.